Fantasy Mania 2. The War on Valademkin City. Chapter 24. Zibalio looked behind him and could see his entire family ready for the attack. He looked to the side of him and his son Rainopolis was ready as well. Even though he didn't support the idea. Suddenly Zibalio launched himself into the air and everyone else had followed him. This was truly going to be an attack that would make Arcadius wish he didn't want. While Arcadius had his mind on going to Valademkin City, Zibalio had his mind on going to Arcadia. Soon it was pitch dark out and they were getting closer. From a distance Zibalio could see several torches lit in Arcadius. Soon he stopped in mid-air and everyone else did the same. They then lined up without being seen all around the fortress. Suddenly Zibalio gave the signal and whomever was tough the ability to shoot fire from their hands. Gave it all they had. Multiple balls of fire was rapidly released on the fortress and Arcadius looked all around him. Soon everyone who had shields raised them over their heads. This was their only defense. Arcadius quickly ran to his tower and went inside. Zibalio knew he was a coward. Then suddenly rapid rounds of ammo had been fired into the sky, striking several of Zibalio's people. Several had fallen crashing into the rebel buildings below. Zibalio checked on his son and he was fine. They both lowered themselves into the ground within the fortress and began fighting hand-on-hand combat. This was exactly what they had hoped for. A war in their advantage. Buildings were crumbling on top of defenseless people who wasn't even involved in the war. Families screaming in agony for help. Blood was everywhere. Soon Zibalio had seen one of the enemies come at him with a machine gun and he picked up an iron train wheel to block the bullets. Then threw the wheel directly at him, killing him on impact. Rainopolis then landed on top of a building and noticed several men trying to shoot at him. He ducked onto the roof and waited until they ran out of bullets and got up. He aimed both his hands at two different men and released a powerful blow of fire. The rolling flames crashed onto the ground, ending their lives. About an hour had passed and nearly everyone in his fortress had died. Then Zibalio landed in front of Arcadia's tower. Zibalio's people also landed and watched as their leader was about to take Arcadius down. But as soon as Zibalio had gotten too close to the tower, the entire building began to crack all around it. They had no idea what was going on. Then suddenly something happened that nobody could have seen coming. To be continued.